Hey guys, I was out here in the garage today, this morning. It's still morning, but boy, it's hot. And checking my glue traps. It's about time to change them. These are Catchmasters. Catchmaster. I'm sorry, I put an S on the end. It shouldn't have been. Just Catchmaster. They're real sticky. Oh no, I caught myself. This is a good one. And it's in the corner of my garages. You know, I kind of have them strewn all over the place actually because they come in pretty handy. And I caught this little guy, this little blue-tailed lizard. I don't have a problem with lizards because they eat insects. Most of this stuff here is where I have gotten the leaf blower and blew leaves, you know, dirt and stuff like that. So it gets caught on the glue trap. Did catch spiders, and well, I've caught a couple of spiders, haven't I? Maybe more than that. Ants, stuff like that. Have caught snakes before. Just, you'd be surprised what all can try to get in your home when you are, and if you didn't have these, you wouldn't know what all was in the garage. But this thing pretty much catches everything. But the point I'm making today is this lizard is still alive. See him moving? Anyway, he hadn't been on there long, and he will starve to death if I don't get him off. So what I've been using, and I don't have much in here, I'm hoping it's going to be enough. I use WD-40, and of course when I get done I'll have to throw the glue trap away, but that's okay. I'm going to take him out here to the edge of the yard, far away from the garage. Maybe this is what I always do. I just soak down the glue trap where it's not sticky anymore with WD-40, and then I'll save the lizard's life. I've caught birds, snakes, anything that can stick on a glue trap. As you see, I just caught myself. So, let's see, this might be kind of hard to do one-handed, but let me get this stupid phone to focus. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to just soak it down. Well, if I can get some to come out. There's some. And if the tail comes off, that's okay, because that's what they do. There he goes, and see, he's went right under the right under the glue trap. There he is. I have a hard time keeping up with him. Can you see him though? But he's as good as new, and saved his life. And like I said, they're good about eating insects and such like that. So off to the woods he goes. I'm hoping he has enough sense not to go back, try to get back in the garage. And he's gone for good now. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that little trick. I'll have to throw this away because it won't catch anything now, since it's had WD-40 on it. And I need to replace some of them anyway. They get so dirty and catch so many insects that they're not any good after a while. Hang on. Okay guys, I'm in this 1962 Chevy Impala 2-door sports coupe that goes by the name of Whitey. I haven't started this thing since I drove it home from Gas X Chop Shop in 10 Mile, Tennessee, which is probably 20-25 miles, give or take. Could be a little more. So, boy, it was hot that day too when I drove this thing home. Hot, golly bum. The day I drove it home. So, I haven't started. I haven't done anything. So, let's see how quick it starts up. I'll give it some pumps. Okay, I was wanting to make sure I had a good battery connection because I always disconnect the batteries. Hard for me to keep my eyes off old Papaw there. It's such a change. Trying to get fuel up to the carburetor. It's a 283 and still has the original power glide. It's original motor and transmission. Might take a while to get some gas up here. Well, that wasn't hard at all, was it? Considering how long it's been sitting. This is the last couple of days of July, so it's been a good 6 weeks or maybe 8 weeks. It's been a long time. I'm going to say 2 months. since I've started it or moved it. I've been so busy on this papaw truck and other things going on in our lives, that, you know, personal things that, you know, I know I've mentioned it in several videos that we had a lot going on. Our plate was pretty full, or I thought it was, and still kind of is, but I'm starting to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. My wife is not here at the moment. She's went to go visit her mom, and I don't know, doing something with her today for a little while, for a few hours, and that's okay. Let this warm up for just a minute. I don't want to stink up the garage with a bunch of exhaust fumes, so I'll let it sit here for just a couple of more seconds and roll it out here in the driveway and let it run for a few minutes. This sure is a good little car. This is a one family owned car. I know I've said the same thing over and over, and I apologize for that. So today, on this video with this 62 Impala, to keep from boring you to death, I'll back it up just a little bit. I was saying, to keep from boring you to death, I'm going to talk about what a good job Tim Dixon and Corey done on this car. I'm going to try to remember everything that they done to this car, and I was in some of the videos trying to help. A lot of times I think I get more in the way than I do help, but this put new trailing arm bushings on, put electronic ignition on the car. Let me show you the motor. Hang on just for a minute. Put a new alternator on. I'm looking at everything. Oh, put new, this thing has the original power steering setup. So if you'll look back on some of my videos, like around May of this year, 2021, I had to order new power steering hoses. The other ones were leaking, and you know, they were in sad shape. The original power steering hoses, but it's got power steering. I had put power brakes on it when I've had this car since about 1983 or 4, something like that. As I said, Tim and Corey put new power steering, electronic ignition on it, and new heater core. I was going to go with vintage heat and air, but we don't drive it enough, really. I mean, I know it would increase the value of the car, but we really don't drive it enough. My wife and I was talking about it. I was all for it, and she was too. Then we got to think about it. Well, how much do we drive this car? And to be honest, we really don't go anywhere, really. I mean, just right around here local, and couldn't really see justifying, you know, spending, you know, between $1,500 and $2,000 for, you know, vintage heat and air, which it's a good thing. I mean, you know, I'd love to have it, but you know, I'm not going to live forever, so I'll let the next person do that if that's something they want to do. But it's $283. I've had it rebuilt back in probably '85. Good running motor. Oh, what I was going to tell you was, I talked to my friend yesterday that detailed the motor on my 75 C10 truck Sky, and I've asked him would he mind detailing this engine compartment on this car. And I've also asked him, he's a really nice guy, his name's Dale. Gosh, I'm glad to have him for a friend. There's no rust on the car. I asked him would he color match this car in a few spots. We just done this kind of playing around, and I wish now I hadn't done it, but part of it. I guess I was in the beginning stages of patina style. So this is what we come up with. Isn't it beautiful? Really, I don't mind it, but it's kind of cool. But in another way, if it was all one color, I'd be happier with it nowadays. But I'm not good enough to do that kind of stuff. But my buddy is. He's a professional, and I'm just a novice at rattle can painting. So he can make it look good. I've had this car repainted one time back once again about 1985, 86. So I've had this car a pretty good while. Thing runs great. Oh yeah, they fixed the fuel hand on the car. Let me show you this trunk real quick, because I'm kind of proud of that. I done all this. Oh, there's some more of my stuff. Yeah, put it in the trunk. I forgot. There's my FM converter that I'll do something with it. And anyway, you can see some of the stuff they put on. Tie rod ends, and I don't know what's in this box. I actually forgot. Heater core. Corey said there was a, well, he put a new heater core in it, and like I said, I was going to put vintage heat and air on it, but I just decided to put a new heater core in it. That's something else I was going to tell you. The only rust that was in this car is on this passenger side floorboard, a little spot that I've had repaired, welded, you know, had repaired. My grandmother and grandfather owned this car, and my grandmother was the driver. My grandfather didn't have a driver's license. He was just happy working with animals, you know, mules and stuff. They lived on a big farm. Well, not a big farm, 60-acre farm. Anyway, bless their hearts. Anyway, they had a heater core leaking, and it kind of made a little rust spot there in the floorboard. I had it fixed. Corey put gauges in it for me, because I just don't trust idiot lights. That's what this car was born with, idiot lights. I've had seat belts put in it, not from Tim and Corey, but I've had them put in. I think the front ones are original. The back ones, this is all I could come up with. Oh, what I was going to tell you, dang, see how I get, actually I scare myself the way I think, but I was going to tell you, I splatter pattered this whole trunk. See all the, I done all that painting, repainted it like original, bought these little mats to go in here, and I've got the jack and the spare tire that I need to put in it. But you know, I just love this car. I love I love every kind of car, but I'm really partial to this one because it's one family owned. I've got lots of videos on this car and me going into detail about how I got the car, and you know, how I acquired it and what year and all that stuff. I'm not going to bore you with the same story today over and over and over. As you know, I'm a big fan of bumper guards, so I found a grill guard. It didn't come with a grill guard. I found a grill guard and stuck it on, and I got the bumper guards in the back. It didn't have bumper guards. I put them on the car. I don't know why, but I've always been attracted to bumper guards and anything that, you know, kind of makes things pop. But the car's never been wrecked. This is the original panels on the car. There's no rust in the car. Actually, Tim Dixon was, when he got it up on the rack, he was amazed. This car is amazing. It does not have any rust. I mean, underneath is it's dirty, but it's just like new. I mean, you know, there's no problems at all. And I think he even had some of his friends come by just to look at the car because it's so solid. And if you watch some of my videos on this car, you'll see that when it was on the rack, Tim would have let me, you know, blacked up underneath it like I do my old C10 trucks, but I didn't, because the reason I didn't, which y'all might agree or disagree, but I thought the value of the car was to show somebody what it looks like underneath, just the way it came from the factory, dirt and all. This car is from Sand Mountain, Alabama. That's where my grandparents, that's where all my family's from, Sand Mountain, Alabama. So, you know, my grandparents didn't really get out in the snow and stuff. They lived way out in the country. So if it snowed, you know, you were just You were just staying there on the farm. So anyway, it's a good old car. I fell in love with this car the first time I ever seen it when my uncle bought it new. And I won't get into all that. I'm not going to bore you to death talking about the same story all the time. But every time I can't help it, y'all, but every time I look at this car, I get emotional because I realize what all my grandparents done for me. Sometimes you don't appreciate some things. I appreciate it. I knew from the get-go, you know, that this, at the time, I thought this the prettiest car I ever did see in my life, and I was 5 years old. So won't get into all that, but I still think it's a beautiful car. Now, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and I'm sure that a lot of people's maybe don't like 62s, and that's okay. Everybody's got an opinion, but this car has always been, it's been a good car. Oh my goodness, this car, it's got a zillion miles on it. My uncle was an insurance salesman for Life of Georgia, and he drove the wheels off this car. This car's, I would like to have $1 for every mile that's been put on this car, because I'd be a very, very, very rich man. But it's never been wrecked, believe it or not. And it's all original panels, all original everything, original glass. It's all good. The car was born with the 283 and the Power Glide. It's all original still in there, but it came with factory power steering, so I'm really blessed with that. But getting parts for stuff like this nowadays, oh my goodness, that's hard to do. But I just thought I'd get it out for just a few minutes, let it run. I'm expecting to have to go somewhere in a little bit, and I had a few minutes to pass away, and I thought, well, it's a good time. I've been stuck on this 78 C10 truck for so long, I've kind of neglected my other ones, this one being one of them. And I have Sky here at home, the 78, and I haven't started my 2008 Lincoln MKZ in a while. I need to drive it, but just haven't been home. Like I said, we've had some personal issues going on, and just about to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I hope. I'm hoping. So anyway, I just thought that I would show you this 62 Impala. I don't mean to be long-winded. I have a tendency of that, but I've lowered it, put these wheels on it. Somebody might ask me what size wheels and tires. These are their torque thrusts, and they are 245/40 17s. The back ones are 18s, but I can't. 275/35 18s. I've lost a valve cover, valve stem cover. I need to replace that. Didn't know that. So anyway, I've had it lowered. I put the wheels on it. I put dual exhaust on it. Had the motor rebuilt. Transmission was good. I've had it repainted, and I've had the upholstery redone on it. The seats were blue, originally blue. You know how 62 seats are, and they were slap wore out. I mean, these seats have, and they were wore slap out. So I done some trading around with a guy in Florida, and wound up with these seat covers for a 62. And I just tell you, I didn't have money. 62 stuff is high, very expensive, and so I couldn't afford it, you know, the original interior. So I put this in. It came with the door panels and stuff, and to me it looks pretty good. Had the headliner redone. I know I've said this before, but I'll repeat myself. I've been in situations in my life where I've had to sell things that I didn't want to sell because of, you know, this, that. You know how life is. Sometimes things come up, and you know, I've had to sell some things at times in my life, and you know, I didn't want to, but sometimes you got to in order to, you know, make bills and, you know, pay bills, I mean, and sometimes health issues, stuff like that. So I didn't want to put a bunch of money in this car because at that time I'd have a bunch of money tied up in the car, and then wondering, you know, well, how am I going to get money to pay this or pay that? So I've kind of neglected this car. When I felt comfortable that I could buy wheels, or I felt comfortable I could get a paint job or get the interior done by a really good friend of mine. He doesn't do interior anymore. He was an older gentleman. Boy, he was good at it. But I mean, I'd have to be real selective. I could put money in something like this, and if I had to sell it, it would hurt me. But I mean, I'm not going to cry about it. This one I would cry, because I just really, like I said, emotionally attached. So I just thought that, you know, it's took me this whole time, all the years I've had this car, to get it to this shape. That's what I'm trying to say. So I know I never have been one of those type of people that's, you know, I never have made a lot of money in my life. I've been really blessed, but I mean, I'm not one of those kind of people. I'm an average person, I guess, maybe below average a little, because I never have made much money in my life, to be honest with you. So, but I tell you what, I've been blessed by the Lord. So to even still have this car all these years, I still have it. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you this car. I didn't mean to get long-winded again, and I do, so please forgive me. I hope you enjoyed looking at the old 62. Its name is Whitey, after my grandmother's chicken. We used to go collect eggs from Whitey, and in honor of my grandparents, I named the car Whitey. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. God bless y'all. I appreciate you watching the video. Let me know what you think about my 62 Impala. Old Whitey here, still around and still kicking. And I want to give a big old shout out to Tim Dixon at Gas Axe Chop Shop, and Corey for working on this car and getting it. This thing runs like a champ. So I'm real grateful to them. Some debts, you know, you can't never repay. So I'm really blessed with good friends. See what I mean about being blessed? I'm just really blessed. Anyway, y'all have a great day. God bless y'all. You're watching Primer is Best right now on YouTube. I have a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget. I'm on Instagram, Primer is Best, and Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. I'm also on Facebook, Primer is Best. And I hope y'all's having a great day today. A good, safe, blessed day. The Lord's watching over all of us, and He's smiled over me. He's really smiled over me. Y'all have a great day. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you would. Mean a lot to me. See y'all later.